Hi again, this is Mrs. Martinsen, and I'm reading you Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. It's the graphic novel, so it's like a big comic book, and this is episode 5, okay? So the last thing that happened was they had the Capture the Flag game on Friday night, and Percy's team won, and at the end of the game, a hellhound attacked him, but he survived because of magical powers from his dad. And then a glowing trident appeared above his head, and everyone bowed to him because they knew that his father was Poseidon, who is the god of the seas. So that's where we left off. So I went ahead and I looked at this page because this was such a strange looking page. I looked at it ahead of time and I found out what's happening is Percy is having a dream, but the dream is of something that's actually happening. Okay. So watch this. It's almost like he can tell, not the future, but see things that aren't happening around him. So this is his dream. Do you see this? Look, I see something with palm trees. Do you see that? And I know that at Camp Half-Blood, there's no palm trees, so it's not near where he is. And look, these are two Greek gods, and they're fighting. Do you see this? And the lightning's going on in the background. And this one says, "Give it back. Return what is mine." Now remember, the title is called Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. So I'm wondering if that has something to do with what these gods are arguing about. Give it back. Return what is mine. Okay, something was stolen. Stop it. Stop fighting. Come down, little hero. Now remember, that's a narration box. I wonder where that message is coming from. I'm not sure. Oh, here we go. A sound effect. Crack. Come down. I'm still confused, but dreams are sometimes like that. Look here, he wakes up. No, he says. Knock, knock. Look, I see he's waking up in bed here. And here's his friend Grover at the door. Percy says, "Grover, I could make a joke about the last time you knocked on my door, but heck, I'm just glad to see you." So the last time Grover knocked on his door was when he was at that little house on the beach with his mom, and then they had to run for their lives to Camp Half-Blood, and then that Minotaur killed his mother. Remember that? Although I'll give you a hint. I'm not sure she's exactly dead, okay? This is all magic and stuff. Come on in, and I'll show you my new digs. It's big, all right, and empty. I never thought I'd say it, but I actually missed the Hermes crowd. So he stayed in cabin 11 because no one knew who his father was, his godly father, and so he stayed in cabin 11 with the kids that have Hermes as their dad. But see, now that they know that Poseidon is his dad, he gets to stay in a different cabin, but he's the only kid in it, so it's kind of lonely. Luke still hangs out with me, but the rest of the campers keep their distance. That includes Clarice, though, so it isn't all bad. I wonder why they're keeping their distance. What's wrong? Don't tell me even my best friend is cutting me loose. There's a reason everyone is keeping their distance. That's what his friend is saying. Grover, come with me to the big house. Chiron can explain everything. So remember that big farmhouse where they were sitting on the porch in the beginning? That's what they call the big house, okay? So that's where Grover's going to take him to see Chiron, and Chiron is going to explain why everyone's keeping their distance from him now. Here we go. So here's Chiron. He looks like he might be sitting back in his wheelchair, pretending to be human. I'm not sure. He says, "You should never have been born." Well, that's a terrible thing to say. That doesn't sound very good, does it? "You really need to work on your delivery," Percy said. Yeah, I agree. That sounds like that could hurt his feelings, right? After World War II, the three sons of Kronos, Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades. So those are the three brothers who are the three main gods in the Greek myths, made a pact never to sire any more half-bloods. Their offspring were affecting the course of human events too much. So I guess the children of those three gods are just so powerful that they agreed not to do that anymore. Look, here we go. Here's another one of these narration boxes. You see, the war had been the result of a spat, which is an argument, between the sons of Zeus and Poseidon on one side and the sons of Hades on the other. So the brothers swore an oath on the river Styx, and the pact was upheld. The river Styx is a river in the underworld, in the land of the dead. Ooh, More narration boxes. Until 17 years ago, Zeus fell off the wagon, as it were, and had a daughter with an American TV starlet. So that would be somebody who's a movie star, right? Oh, I guess a TV star. The child's name was Thalia, and she was 12 when Hades learned of her. Furious, he loosed his worst monsters to destroy her. Those hellhounds, it looks like. A satyr was dispatched to bring her safely to camp. Now remember, Grover is a satyr. A satyr is they're human on the top and they're goat on the bottom. They have goat legs. They and 2 other half-bloods they met along the way nearly made it. Wounded and weary of the chase, Thalia made her final stand just outside the valley, sacrificing herself so that her companions could make it safely. That sounds like a sad story. As she perished means the same thing as died, Zeus took pity on her and transformed her into a pine tree. Do you see it right there? Her spirit protects the camp's borders to this day. Well, that's kind of a sad story. That was the last time a child of the brothers was determined until you. Determined means the gods claimed them and then we knew who their godly parent was. That's not fair. It wasn't the girl's fault that her dad couldn't keep his word. Indeed, but when the brothers set to bickering means fighting, but with words, fighting with words like arguing, fairness rarely enters into the equation, a truth you may well learn firsthand. Zeus and Poseidon are fighting now, aren't they? Over something that was stolen, something valuable. I had a dream, that dream that we saw earlier. I knew it! That's Grover. Hush, satyr. But it's his quest. It must be. Your father and Zeus are having their worst quarrel in centuries, Percy, but it can't be said the item that was stolen is invaluable. A lightning bolt, to be exact. Not just any bolt, but the weapon that sheared the top off of Mount Etna and hurled Kronos from his throne. The bolt from which all other bolts are fashioned. Zeus's master bolt, the symbol of his power. There you go. That makes sense because it's called the lightning thief, and Zeus's master lightning bolt was the thing that was stolen. And you are the thief. What? At least that is what Zeus is claiming. Oh, I'm sorry, but at least that is what Zeus claims, and perhaps not without cause. But don't you think he'd know if he stole a bolt of lightning? I think he would. Poseidon has tried to unseat his brother before. But a god cannot usurp another god's symbol of power directly. That is forbidden by the most ancient of divine laws. A half-blood, however, could be bound by no such edicts. And now here you are. Uh-oh. So if Poseidon's son, which is Percy, were to steal this lightning bolt, he could do it when Poseidon couldn't do it himself. But he would be blamed for it because it was his son. But Percy would know if he stole that, so it seems like maybe he's being accused of something that he didn't do. Thievery is not Poseidon's style, but he is too proud to try convincing Zeus of that. They are deadlocked. Zeus demands his bolt be returned, and Poseidon demands an apology for being wrongly accused. They've set the summer solstice, which is 10 days from now. The summer solstice is June 21st. It is the longest day of the year when we have the most daylight. Anyways, they've set the summer solstice 10 days from now as the deadline. If the matter is not resolved by then, there will be war. Olympians will be forced to choose sides. There will be chaos, destruction, and Western civilization will be the battleground. That sounds pretty bad, doesn't it? And you're telling me all of this because if Poseidon didn't steal the bolt, and I don't believe he did, then what better peace offering than to have his son retrieve it? That means Percy might have to go find the lightning bolt. You want me to find the stupid thing? Where should I look first? Under my pillow? I may have an inkling. An inkling is like an idea. Part of a prophecy I had years ago. Some of the lines make sense now. A prophecy is when someone tells the future. Okay. But before I say more, you must seek the counsel of the oracle. Go upstairs to the attic. When you come back down, we'll resume. All right, so an oracle is a person or a monster or a place that can somehow tell the future. And they keep the oracle in the attic, which is a little strange. In the old days, in the Greek myths, the oracle used to live in a cave. Okay. All right, so we're going to stop right there. This is a good spot. And the next time we come together, we'll read about what happens when Percy meets the oracle. I want to remind you, hold on, that if you'd like to talk with me or ask any questions, you can email me at dmartinsen@d75.org, and I would love to hear from you and talk with you about this book. And if you have any questions or you want to just talk about it, please email me.